Ago.
Amen.
Ago.
Amen.
Ago.
Amen.
Happy day, you have a kakra. So we're about to pour libation small. I'm out of Missy Ladia. One Babala, young Lala, if you run to one. Otum for already Yoko Ponturum Ponkwami, a children in your mouth, you. Assassin and Ponyama. Assassin of your master, my identity, a democrat be. A person just more dozen to yin me bombing back on the throw back one year from now. Concontano. You can't have Brepatano, Conidi wants to be coming. A city be as waffle as before. None of damage. None of Brecoma, Damu in Africa for a piano to Mumra, Mumra Jones, none again, and I said, and they remember that we are a sermon pan of Palestine, Sermonanza, Sermon Coswa, the sermon be remind Coswa in Punto, the Sermosica, Yesram, Bibia Beniano, the Sermonanza teacher, if we say, and what our mobile Hano, on Babusia, the Sermonanza in the Nibia. You say, who brought your pa, near piano, and Timoso Moon Piano, said obey and best me a cosro. They say, Yama Bibi was thrown on Mamasaka, and to Bibia Beniamo, Mamasaka, said obey before Abibifahodie. Every temple and some way is from Madaurama. After the Yanam say, Obi Sran a temple, and the Yens or Yen try a temple, Obia person and John Chrono, also man and trade. Now so Yendia mind Chan Cron, mind trade do mind trap brebery. Said by Yamina ever cosot to the Maya. O Mambia Pesanka, Bibima Jadia, or Jan Shena pointing us and Ankaba. When I is from Madaurama. Monterayana, yes, ya hey. Monteraya, yeah, pie. You say, and that day. Na yebe frafran krowose de beya yebe bie Adesuabea ai wo afifo from enti hwese nyam nyina ebe koso tote hwese nyam nyina ebe koso tenene hwese nyam nyina ebe koso yie ye ko yie eno wa na ehun hia se de beya asuafo nyina ebe nya ombenya emponto se de beya Ghana man eno so benya emponto se de beya abinwa nyina ene abiwiase eno so benya emponto wo nyina ye from Madawroma enti mo nyina mumra mo de Madawroma.
we're about to break up into children doing activities outside and the new parents and inquiring parents inside to answer some questions and tell you about the school. So we're gonna have African dance class here for those who want it, but also African art over there. So if you we have Ejayal. Ejayal, please wave your hand. He's gonna be doing a Dinkra art with you today. Nice. Over there. All right.
Right.
Everybody got it?
Got it.
So you can do both. All right. Got it.
Got
Your
it.
parents will be inside. All right.
Got it.
All right. Got it. We also have delicious vegan snacks and drinks here, and we also have a few snacks inside as well. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. Your base chef. We need you to get a platter.
You take video?
I mean, they're from a development and business perspective, they're working really hard. And when you have, it's just like China. China was able to advance because they had a very singular ruler who could do many things. It's not always a bad thing. You get this idea that democracy is the only way to develop. It's not. So Rwanda is similar to China. Very strong leadership coming out of liberation from the genocide and everything else. So they can move very quickly. It's a very small country. So they can, move singularly towards their goals. So from a business and development,
Singapore, Dubai, we can list.
It's all. So that's how they've been able to leapfrog. But it doesn't take away the fact that people are walking down the street seeing people that murdered their family every day. So you can't, that doesn't disappear in 20 years.
Right.
So you feel that, and you feel militarization is a big reason why things are stable. But it also means that free speech and all those kind of things also don't exist. You can argue that maybe that's not important right now. Depends, how you're looking at it. But the appearance of like happy, smiling Rwanda is not real life. Like you can tell that it's like we all know what the program is and we're following the program, but you can see underneath that there's a lot of other things that are happening, and that it wouldn't take much. Like it wouldn't take much for things not to be what they are. But from a development model perspective, I don't think it's off. I mean, you need alignment. You need, if you get the right leader, a singular approach is not necessarily a bad thing. But
because it was voted for, it got re-elected, and so I'm just thinking about it as in how did that affect the voting? Yes, did they vote under duress because they want to keep him, and so that they keep moving the same direction? As you said, people are not happy, but they still voted for him. Is it that it's the only choice that can take us to where we reconcile, and that's why they voted for him, or under duress? Military with all the guns, we're scared to even vote for somebody else?
It's probably a mix. I mean, they are moving in a good direction. So, I think social issues in Rwanda are separate from political and business issues in Rwanda. And so I think the social things are the things that you can sense beneath the surface, but the political and business things, Kagame has done a really good job. And it's just like, the independence leadership in other countries. People didn't want to vote out the people that brought them to independence. So he brought them to, ending genocide. He was the commander of the army that went in. So they're like, we're going to throw our lot with him. He's making us look good internationally. We have services. There wasn't a place in Rwanda that I went to that didn't have electricity. There wasn't a place I went to that didn't have a paved road. I mean, even the smallest distant village was like organized. There was a school everywhere. So I mean,
ban the plastics.
Huh?
Ban the plastics.
No litter. There's no litter anywhere. Like there's no trash anywhere in Rwanda. Like the most remote place, you won't see trash. Like every nook and cranny. And even though Rwanda's small, I mean it's hills. The terrain to be able to have that much. I mean, there are American cities that can't do that. So, I mean, I'm going to, sorry, go ahead, finish your sentence, but I'm just
gonna redirect the conversation real quickly. We're in this circle, and I just wanted to quickly have us introduce ourselves and you know, your connection to today or the school, whatever in whatever way. You can mention if you're a new parent, inquiring parent, or an old parent, so to speak. And we'll just go around like that. Starting with
My name is Papani. I'm Ghanaian. I've been on the school in the past year. I have 3 kids here, 2 boys and a girl. 11, 9, and 6. 11, 8, and 6. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm continuing to be here because this is what, you know, I'm an education guy. I've been in the Ghana education sector, so both classroom and supporting teachers. And I can bet that we need something new. We need something that's working. Public school system, private school system. What is going on in there is not what from West Northwest said should be education. That's what we were given. I guess that's what we asked for, and we didn't say that. So from my own experience, from what I know, so this is something that, you know, everybody should be interested in and should support, because that is what we give the children of the future of our children, something better than what I received and what the current school children receive.
Speaks volumes. You work for the kind of education service your children are here.
Yeah, because people say I was doing a project on using mother tongue to teach, and people were wondering, so the children, I said, they're not in school. I said, so you're telling us to bring our children? I said, yeah, something is working for me. I want to be part of what will work for other children, so that if the system becomes better, my children will come in. And I can't sit back and let them be better, because they will come into the society and meet these children who are not getting what they need. It won't be good for them. So I should come out, as I'm doing mine, still come out there and force and work with the system to make it what good for my children, so that they can really come in.
My name is Sheree. I have a 9-year-old son called Trey. We've been in...
don't sit on that.
I've been in Ghana for 3 weeks, but it isn't my first time in Ghana. I'm currently unschooling my child, mostly for a few reasons. One, I mean, New York City schools, there's some good things happening, but just the way my life is right now, where I'm building a business in Africa, and so felt like I needed to do it here, and didn't want to leave my son like back home with family in order to do it. And so indefinitely we're here, not just in Ghana, but across a few other countries, with a team of 5 other people living in the same place. And originally I wasn't going to put him in any sort of structured school at all. I was going to teach him at home. But when I spoke to my friend Zora, who has 2 children here, she was telling me about what you all were up to, and I thought it just sounded amazing. And so I said, even if we can get some of that energy and exposure, especially as we look to figure out where we're going to settle permanently, because I'm not kind of set on going back to New York, I thought it would be really, really good for him. And I also just wanted to tap into community and in alignment with my values while I was here.
Hi everybody, my name is Afia, and I am a new parent to the school. I have 3 children. My youngest is 1.5, so I'm waiting on that other program. But we are here for, in a couple of days it'll be a month, and we are here indefinitely. I work as a healer, as a massage therapist, so my work is in our home and building a connection with my people, hoping to liberate the mind, spirit, all of the above. This has been a journey for me. It's been about 6 years working on actually getting here to this point where we can say just going through a lot of different changes, and we are excited, happy, and so far it's been wonderful, it's been blessed. I knew before I touched down that here is where my children was going to be and comfortable, and you know, I come from a Pan-African, you know, New African, revolutionary ideology, understanding, way of life, no separatism between us as African people. So I look at all African people as, you know, a part of my plan. I'm just looking forward to build, connect with like-minded people, heal, do my work, and see us as a people just develop and grow and blossom.
My name is Ross. I have a 12-year-old daughter, Essence. She's been here since in February. Usually her mom is the one that usually takes her to the whole school. That's why she's not here right now, so I'm just sitting for her.
Daddy duty.
We appreciate you being here.
But tell them what you do.
Oh, okay.
And what Essence also does.
I have a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant, and also like a bar, like a neighborhood bar for the neighborhood.
And his daughter.
And my daughter, she helps me out a lot at the restaurant. She's also a baker. She bakes vegan, vegan cookies and pastries. She likes sewing. Just likes doing basically.
So when we were out at the Chale Wate Festival, she was vending some of her baked goods. So part of the school is entrepreneurship. That's what Kala wanted to make sure, because the idea is that once they finish school, what are they graduating into? They're graduating into a world, most children, where they're only taught to be employees. So part of the schooling is to teach them how to stand on their own 2 feet. If we're talking about being independent, being free, then they have to actually be working at that as part of the school. So Essence really encapsulates that idea.
And she's been very helpful throughout this whole time of school being out. She's been just at the restaurant working 10 to 10. Waitress, receptionist, cook.
Wow.
She said she's vegan, but she's kind of like getting used to being around the meats, chicken and stuff like that. So she's handling very well.
Her mom also is a massage therapist and sells different products, which are actually in that basket right there. And Essence is also helping her mom do that. So she has 2 parent entrepreneurs, and she's getting all this experience from both ends, on the restaurant end and on the you know, homeopathic therapy end. So, you know, like he said, she encapsulates what we're talking about in terms of needing, wanting our children to be, you know, entrepreneurs and just do what they think they want to do, what their passion is, and turning that passion into something that they can financially depend on. Yeah. Thank you, Nana, for that.
My name is Dr. Brother Samori Kamara. I've been in school for the last year. My daughter will be here. She's 5. I'm really excited about this program because these guys are awesome. And the Lion House is really cool. So that's why.
There are lions in the back. You can see them.
Oh, no, I walk with the lions.
No. There's a monkey that goes around this wall that we see from time to time, but no lions. You're about to run up.
Wait a minute, he's leaving pieces of information out of his story, which is why we're laughing at him. Significant pieces.
well, I had a school in the States for 6 years, African Center School, before I moved here. And so we decided to start this thing together to bring an African Center education to our children.
Thank you very much.
So I do have a 5-year-old who just got here last month.
We're happy about that.
She got back. She was here.
She got back.
And now she's back.
We're very happy.
Big boy. Back.
Okay, now with that.
Okay, so my name is Titi Lokwe. You can call me Titi. So you're running from Nigeria. I've been in Ghana for close to 20 years. Put together. I go and then I somehow come back. I have 2 daughters. The older one is outside. I'm really here. I've been doing my PhD as well, which is where I met as well. And the reason that I'm here is that I think in the process of doing the first year of my PhD, I started to rethink a lot of the things that I had to do for that. And then I had gone through all kinds of personal upheavals. And I think that I found myself somewhere in that process. So I feel like I'm coming back to self in many ways. And this is part of my experience. And I would like
so your friend or body may come on after you see me heading to your friend and I come in every that. You see me heading walk every month. So my name is Dr. Abibifahodie Adesuabea. I was recently installed as a king at Mampong of the Rear Guard. So my stool name is Nana Kwame Kebidati. May I be a mention on paper because I'm someone who doesn't like English very much. Every say me who say every day I casafa at the mind for who did this and Yamano. I don't want because I saw it as a bit of a contradiction that anytime we're talking about African center or African liberation, we're always doing that discussion in English. And like I said, I didn't think I was exercise, so I asked myself why does that have to be the case? Now I want to make sure I say P Musuko Ibiluba. Ginao Lolino, Wolof, Kiswahili, Kikongo, so I started learning all of those other languages, Chi, Yoruba, Wolof, Kiswahili, Kikongo, and others. As I said, I said, Sankaye, Kaset, Abima won't be no, they say, because in my view, if we're saying African centered, then the medium of instruction, the medium of communication for all of this African centered knowledge needs to be African languages. And just if I said Abimana, if I said Mawak, Rutia, as a need, because if not, then all of the African centeredness, and then this is in my view what motivated me, is actually in the periphery, but we're not actually doing the African center in the center. Intimate, I will teach Kasa. So I teach all subjects in the Chi language. I'm the rule. Yeah, about you, yeah, Abakasam, yeah, so we do all the different subjects. We do math, science, history, so forth and so on, all using the Chi language. Every time you know, because in my view, it's not, let's do everything in English and then we'll do Chi as a subject somewhere in the corner. Debbie, I will say, you know, because of I'm not crying, a bit share, and say, and yes, you catch them and say, oh, Yaya, now so my come. And they say, Yaya, my own share, senior, I will not. Because in my view, again, the idea isn't that let's congratulate ourselves, oh, African people are great, we did this, we did that. Now let's really get to what's serious and then start dealing with English. That no, this is what's serious, and that is where they get the inspiration to see that our languages are capable of doing these things that we invented, math, so forth and so on. So why should the medium of instruction be English? And see, and
I guess last but not least, I'm Emma Kala. I guess one of the, as we are part of the organizers of this place. I homeschooled my daughter, our
was maybe in the womb, maybe it was from the womb. But by the age of 2, she was reading, writing, using the computer, and things like that. So from there, I always knew I didn't want her to be in a traditional public school setting. And so when we moved to Ghana, that continued. And so here we are, 3 children later, and we're still moving forward with this. So, we're here, and I'm glad that you all are here with us. And we look forward to having all of you continue to be here. So, when we I'm the wife of
the king.
Yeah. When I say his name, King is in the name, so I'm already saying King. So we're glad to have you all here, and I wanted to know if anyone had any questions about the school, about what we do here, and those parents who are old parents, as you want to call them, can jump in and say what they want to say about it too, for those who are new and inquiring.
What's up, Miss Kelly here?
Oh, hello. Good afternoon. I think I spoke to you on the phone. You said you were on the way coming. Please, we just went around and introduced ourselves, so you're the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My name is. How to tell you?
Hold on 1 second. We have some parents that are outside that want to come in because otherwise
We
we'll have
need
to
chairs too.
do an introduction.
Another question.
Call Essence. Abadile, sorry. So pass around. We have snacks. Okay, while he's getting her, and you can ask your question. Yes. We have. Can what? You can. We have some snacks here. Does anyone want? It's veggie patties and yam balls. All right, you're gonna eat all of that, and I should have brought napkins out.
I'm gonna pass that over here before you.
Kind of in a break. Let me also get the napkins. They're in the closet. I can't exactly tell you where they are. Oh, you're gonna hold the napkin, and he's gonna pass the food.
Hello. Yes, Doggy.
Are those good?
How far?
Auntie, say it. Yeah, they are. Sure. You were just giving me so many gifts. I used to act at what do they call us? Like nobody, everybody's gone. So we play it.
Who is this for?
Everyone.
Who is this stuff for?
You went to stage question. All right. She's special. Go ahead. Out. She's ready. You got it. She's brought me so many things.
Thank you so much.
Give them a napkin so they can take the plate. Take the food. Okay. Okay, that's what these are yam. Oh, yeah, they are. There's a woman named Sajada. She has every other week cafe called Sajada. It's called Stage Pot. It's actually going on right now in East Lakeland.
some
Where are the rest of the children? Tell them to come in.
See, he eating too much. He went to the same spot. Yeah, you went to the same. You heard me. You guys want to
Who is that? What is that? What's on that?
Okay, bring it, let me bring it. Come.
So, I'm sorry before you got interrupted because I guess we are very hungry. Please introduce yourself. And then.
Can you say something
To
about
elaborate about yourself, your connection to the school, if you're new or inquiring or old parent, that type of thing. So, and D, please start with you.
I have a 9-year-old, and hopefully when it comes to Ghana, he'll be fast. So we inquire and know how the school goes.
And how did you hear about the school? Does everyone know Abibifahodie?
Yeah.
Abibifahodie is a website and an app, an organization. Abibifahodie translates to Black Power, and Casa translates to language. So in the same vein as the school, we teach various things in African languages as well, teaching Chi, Yoruba, Wolof, Indonesia, Kiswahili, Ghana, Ewe, and so forth and so on. You can download the app when you get a chance as well.
This year we'll be having the children do projects where they'll have to upload information onto the forum. So they'll be using it a lot. Yakana, do you want to say a little bit more than your name?
Right. My name is John Christian. They call me Yakana. My wife and I were from Connecticut in the States. We came here 3 years ago, I should say 4 years ago now. We stayed for about 6 months. We heard about the school through when it first started in Cal. She had an idea of homeschooling the kids around this area. And when we came back 3 years later, Abibifahodie continued that vision. So we came here this time last year. So we're getting ready to go back to the States to go see family and to re-up on plan, on funding, and to come back here possibly within the next 3 years. So my kids have been coming here since then. They learned a lot. It's a good place just to learn about Ghana, their surroundings, their Ghanaian children, and just life here in Ghana. And the tree class is awesome. Just everything is Afrocentric is very good for them. Just to have a better understanding of who they are, their culture, their history, their identity. So it was fun. So miss it and everything. So.
And we're gonna miss their children.
Oh yeah, I have 5 kids. So 3 of them came here. 10-year-old, 9-year-old, and 7-year-old. The other 2 they went to a regular Ghanaian school. So all of it was fine.
5 children and counting. Next time we want more children in the school, come on.
I hit 6 weeks.
anyone have any questions about the school, philosophy, how does a day in school look like, or any kind of questions out of those who are inquiring? And any questions? Not yet. Okay. TT. You said you had a question. Yes.
Classes of language instruction is cheap. So I don't you know, because you're Yoruba, and now we have a Yoruba presence, we could also, open that up as well. So far we've had all Canadians who have been interested in the tree, but I would definitely take time professionally for like 15 years to do that. Reading, writing, culture, stories, so forth and so on.
More from the point of view, I don't know how the Ghanaians here feel, but my perspective from living here so long is that there's always an kind of domination culturally upon the other culture. So that doesn't make us interesting.
I understand. This has been like an ongoing thing. And like when I first came to Ghana, this is 1998. And when you're looking for a language to learn, you find out that there's more. And you would just think, okay, naturally. But then you come here and you realize that there are lots of very old contentions that, especially Asantes, being warlike, other things like this. So people have a very long memory about things like this. From my perspective, personally, every language I speak is my language because I'm African. Here we don't have that view that we're African yet. The view is, oh, I'm Akan, I'm Ghana, I'm Ewe, I'm Yoruba, I'm whatever. For me, what I would like to see us do is unite around a common language, because what we do is we say, I'd rather all of us be under a European than to allow any single African to be raised up above me. And when we look at it, that's the reason why we're in the place that we're in. Ghana, they did a study. Ghana is the 50th poorest country in the world, right behind Sudan, which was just in a war. So despite the fact that many of our politicians or whoever have sold their soul and said, let's just do it pragmatic. Let's not choose any African language because that will make us rich and that will make us prosperous and whatever. Look at where that has gotten us to say let's not. And we're behind other countries that have African languages such as Swahili, such as Ethiopia, Mauritania, so forth and so on. So again, this is just my own personal view, of course. I think that it would behoove us to say, let's choose one, let's choose what's viable, let's try to lift it up. As opposed to, and even Ghanaians, they complain about it, say, they have to give it down to PhD. So rather than let any African people out, and so they complain about that, and then they have to do that linguistically. Yeah. But for me, I'm also open to other languages, so when I'm at Legon, I'm conversational in other languages, so I'll greet everybody in whatever their language is. So the person that's the Albanian speaker, I'll do what I can do in Albanian. The person to Ghana, I can hold a conversation in Ghana. If it's every I can do greetings there. Because I'm not like ethnically, I'm a council, therefore I'm a council.
But the school itself is not limiting just the tree. If we can get someone who can do that or Ewe or other languages, we're open to making sure that
that's what African we're not.
It's just that we happen to have a tree speaking teacher available to do that for us at this moment, so we have trees.
How long does it take for kids that have had no exposure to these languages to start understanding what's going on, even at the most basic surface level?
Children, it really depends, but children and adults can become conversational with adults. And then when I'm saying it depends, that there are of course, other factors, their own level of motivation, how much they think it's important or not. We have a few students who are excellent. We have others who are getting there that everything has been taught and retained. So now it's just a matter of teaching them what's supposed to do more. We have others who are just like, what's the point? Don't want to say what's going to be. That's how we're going to get into it. But we try to make it fun to the point that if, like I'm also at the university, if I'm not able to come on a Tuesday, there's like a mutiny. You just started your class on Tuesday, how did you come here on Tuesday? So, you know, even the ones who may not be all done more about it, they look forward to the class because they get a chance to hop up in the class and sing, spin around and do all that stuff.
So can we do a demo of that real quick? Yes, that was part of this. We wanted to demo some of the class very quickly with our parents so they get a sense of what is it, what we do, what is it that we're following. And mental math. Right, Samori? Sure.
Do we have any people here to speak to? That's all right.
I have a question. You know how when you guys, all the kids are together, you guys teach them all together on the ages? I noticed that Essence kept telling me before that that's the reason why we stopped making it come every day. Because she said she wasn't challenging them, saying things because the younger kids don't understand what you guys are doing. So it knows that's what's deep in the midst of the teaching. You know, so I want to know what you guys are going to do for all the kids. Saying things like teaching the Bible and taking it all together is something that takes over the graph usually. It's something that Bible is good. So I want to know what you guys are doing as far as all this.
So this year, we'll have a little bit more help. So we'll have the younger children here. So we'll have from 3 to about 6 or 7 together. And then the older ones will be together. So we'll have 8. So what's the oldest? 13. 8 to 13 will be together. Now the beauty of having multiple ages in one classroom is that the older students get a chance to help the younger students, develop their leadership, develop their teaching abilities as well, and also continue to develop their mastery of those particular topics that they're teaching. Right? Also, having the younger children with the older children helps the older children see where they're trying to get to, and many times it motivates them to get there. So we'll do a better job this year in terms of the classes, making sure that the older students have things that challenge them, as well as having things that challenge them, angels, having so high above their level. So there's a balance there, there's a medium there that I think we can meet. But here at Abibifahodie Adesuabea, we do everything in terms of math and reading on their own level. But we will teach science and our story together. You know what I'm saying? So math and reading is kind of sequential because you gotta know this before you go to this and all that kind of stuff. But on their own level, we get together with science and our story.
And who doesn't need at all? So for those who don't, and this is actually going to be a class to kind of demo what Samori is saying, how those who know can, by just their very presence, help those who don't know. So we'll do something that's interactive, and by the end, those who don't know will come to know because those who know will be helping those who don't know. We are right, if you know, they are promising. They are promising. They are promising. people who didn't understand the language. How did they know what to do? And I say Montanasi. You will see that the PE is part of the tree too. And I say Monsori. And I say Monsam. Montanasi. This one, even the tree speakers will have a problem.
Left. Nifa, right?
And the Kwame say Moshe Nifa. This one, everyone will be learning it together. And the Kwame say Moshe Benkum. And the Kwame say Moshe Nifa. Moshe Benkum. And the Kwame say Moshe Sam.
She's like...
And I come and say, Mama Monsa Nifaso. And I come and say, Mama Monsa Bekunso. And I come and say, Mama Monsa Nifaso. And I come and say, Moshe Benkum. And I come and say, Moshe Nifa. And I come and say, Montreme, Momoma. And I come and say, Montreme, Moshene. And I come and say, Montreme, Momoma. Treme Mohene. I know that I was
so that goes to even challenging the tree speakers because he's a tree speaker and he's still lost. He's still lost.
You see, what I always say this. It's interesting how such a concept or such a methodology. I always say that one speaks tree, academic tree that I don't have. I don't have that because I wasn't educated that way. So I do conversational tree, I don't do academic tree. So their language, most of us Ghanaians. Yeah. So there are some vocabulary that he uses. I don't even have idea about. I only get to understand it maybe based on my own, yes, because I was taught taught in school. So when he's teaching, you know, when he's teaching the children, and I'm sitting there, I'm even learning from him because I missed out on that. So you know, and when it comes to the school system and you talk about the possibility of, because the Ghana education says from KG or from preschool for the first 5 years, you should use Ghanaian languages to teach the children, because that is where they're coming from. Teach them the language they know before you start transitioning them to the second language. But because most teachers in the system do not do a good job by training these teachers in academic P or GA or Ebe or Gunja or Abandon or whatever, but they become teachers of the language only because the assumption is that once they are in the teacher colleges, you know, the teacher college is supposed to teach GA, so you graduate from there with a GA. You're a professional, so you can teach it, so it doesn't work that way. You know, so that's the conundrum we find ourselves in. We're hoping that, I was telling him that he needs to go see the president, or the president needs to invite him. I'm not sure what happened because
I can just knock on his door like, hey,
all of them
Bandy sent me.
All of them are just, we all lost our way.
Are you guys doing any African written languages? I hosted a dinner a couple weeks back, and we invited this artist who is doing his work around African written languages, and this idea that the myth of African descended people is that we're keepers of oral history. And it's done in a way to make us seem more primitive than other people. But the truth is that we had written languages and most of them were destroyed. So I'm just curious if there are any written language instruction here or any kind of conversations around written languages, pre-colonial written languages.
Yeah, I teach Middle Nature using G. So I'm teaching Middle Nature. Middle Nature is what they call hieroglyph writing system. So with that, if one exposing them to that, I have just to study that formally when I was in undergrad, and then we also have a study group. We're trying to make that a formal class also at the University of Ghana. Because when I came to African Studies, that's the exact same thing that they were doing. When they said the sources for information on Africa, they had archaeology, they had oral history, they didn't have writing systems. So what I had to introduce into the slides, because this is something that every 200 level student at University of Ghana has to learn. So I introduced into the slides that we had Nature, we had Gehez, we had Msabiti, we had Bamoon, we had Va. We invented writing so many times. Meanwhile, those who we associate with writing here, they've never invented a writing system up to this date. English, they're using a Latin writing system. French, they're using a Latin writing system, and the Latin writing system is ultimately derived back to Nature. If you wonder why the capital A looks the way it does, it's because it's a so-called Egyptian vulture. If you wonder why the D looks the way it does, it's because it's the hand. If you wonder why the B looks the way it does, it's because it's the Y, also it's associated with the lower leg. So again, these are some of the lessons that we teach. And we have lots of the videos online so you can see exactly what we teach.
If there's no other questions, you need the board.
So here, in understanding that African people gave the world mathematics, we do our math from left to right instead of right to left, as we've been taught in the public school system wherever we went, right? So we teach addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division from a mental math perspective so that our children can master those concepts so they can use more of their brain power for the higher level concepts in math. You know, so we see a lot of children still counting on their fingers when they're 12, 13, 14, in high school a lot of times. Not even knowing their basic math, you know, with the math and multiplication and all that kind of stuff. So we also do it very practically because we do a lot of fractions as well as percentages and all those kind of things as well. So once they get a pen, we'll get it together. And so one of the reasons why we do it left to right is because we pronounce we pronounce numbers left to right, don't we? We read numbers left to right. We read in this language left to right, right? So why not do, no. That's a great. Why not, how long has this been up here? Yeah, so why not do our math left to right? And when you do it left to right, you begin to get the answer in the beginning. It's not something that's magic at the end, you know? So we'll show you a couple concepts and you'll see how easy it is and how quickly your children can learn this stuff. And I can bring some of the young ones in here so they can demonstrate it as well. Yeah, you get S's and G's, if they're not busy. So when we do our addition, we do it left to right. So give me a 2-digit number. 42. Alright, give me another 2-digit number. 63. Alright. So instead of doing 2 plus 3 and doing 5, and 4 plus 6 and getting 10, we would do 4 plus 6 first. Right? So we already know that the number is probably going to be 100 and something. So we see. And then we do 2 plus 3, which is 5. So we get 105. Very simple, very basic, right? Give me another 2-digit number. 78. So let's go 78. Good. Another 99. 99. Okay. Alright, so first thing we'll do is what? 7 plus 9 is, so we put 16 here. Then we do 8 plus 9 is 17. So what do we do, right? So we have a double-digit number. Do we put both numbers down? Yes, put this away. So we put our 7, the last number we put it down pretty big, and then we'll put our 1 pretty small right there to let our children know that, hey, we gotta add that 1 forward, right? And so we'll have 1, 6 plus 1 is, then you have 7, so 177. And now, what our children will understand is, once they see that this number is 16, they already see that this number is going to be more than 10. They're going to see that this number is going to be more than 10, so they're already saying that this number is 17 and this number is going to be 7. Just write it down. Right, so they get very quick with it. So, let me get Sister S to do something. Have you been working on this? Huh? Nope. Let's see. Let's see if you're ready. Okay. So even with this, we'll do left to right quickly. So I answer me 792, right? Yes. We do all subtraction. We got that, right? That's pretty simple. Yeah. We just carry the number 4 when we're doing it. We have a number carry 4. So if we're doing subtraction, that's going to be a little bit more of a longer process, but when they get it, they got it, right? So if we have, let's do the number. 22. Higher. 89. That's a great number. Okay, let's say, let's go 88. Let's go 88 so that we can mark. Alright, so let's go 27 again. Alright. So, well, that's, since we don't have to borrow, okay, we can just go left to right. So 8 minus 2 is 61, right? So we got, alright. So let me give you something. We got 29, sorry. 29. Alright. So when we see that we have to borrow, right, because that 9 is bigger than 8, right? Tell our young ones what we do. Can we go left to right here?
Oh, no, oh yes. You make that a 30.
So you bring the 29 up to the next number that ends in 0.
Then you subtract.
Which is 30, right? So we bring it to 30. We can do this in our mind, but I'm just showing you real quick, right? So now we're able to go left to right pretty easy, yes? So we go 8 minus 30 is, minus 3 is 5. And of course that's 0. Now the question is, how far did we go up from 29 to get to 30? 1. So we just add that back. right? So we have 59. Do we see that? Yes? You got that?
Yes.
One more time? Couple more times?
So the benefit of doing it this way is to make them think more about the numbers?
No, to get it, to have it mentally. If you're doing it right to left, it's going to be more difficult to do it mentally. We don't want our children to be spending time thinking about these basics. You know, as they get older and get into some other math, we want to have it quick. We always have competitions here, and she was very, very hesitant at first. Right? What did you say? Say it in your language too. How did you say it?
I said I'm bad at it. I can't do that.
I can't do that, right? I'm bad at this. But she became quickly one of the best ones we have with this internet stuff. So many of our children, once they get into it, feel like it just makes more sense than what they have learned before, right?
So just to emphasize, the point is that they won't be, he gets them to the point where this is not going to be written down.
Right.
They're doing this, imagining this stuff in their head and answering it right away.
As soon as they see it.
And that's the point.
As soon as they see it, right? So, no, we didn't do the 11 thing. So one of the first things we teach them how to do is any 2-digit number times 11. And don't tell them the answer. We'll see how fast they can get it. All right. So let's go with. Okay.
I got it.
Okay, I know you got it. What's that? Adults.
What are we supposed to do?
What's the answer?
Oh, tell me the answer mentally?
Daddy, what's the answer?
Immediately from
484.
484. Nice. That was quick. 484. No, she said the answer already, man.
He would have challenged my answer.
So, with the 11 piece, it's very simple. The idea is that, okay, the first number is going to be 4 times 1 is, the last number is going to be 4 times, which is 4. And if we get the middle number by just adding these two. Right, just add this to 4 plus 4 is 8. You know? And you can do it on your
more pictures in my mind to get
you can do it in your phone too.
Yeah, let me see if the number is bigger. If let's say you have
okay, good. Like, let's go with 68.
Yeah. Oh.
Essence and Amma have it. Amma has it.
248.
Debbie's no. Essence?
Amma, what is it?
748 is the answer.
7,
748. Why? 6 times 1 is 6, right? The last number is going to be 8, right? And how do we get the middle number?
6 plus 8.
6 plus 8 is? So we put out 4. What do we do with that 1? Carry it forward. Carry it forward, right? So they like that piece to get started. That's one of the first things we start with, so they can see the value of it. Again, that's going left to right, right? We got that. And we can do it with a larger number as well. Yeah.
Okay. Another way of solving it is that if you know 68 times 10 is what?
680. Yeah.
680. Then add 68 to 680. And that's another way of getting it quick.
So you saw he brought that 11 to 10. When you deal with the zeros, it makes it a lot easier to deal with these numbers, right? So that's multiplication. If we do the multiplication, even if we do it 2-digit times 1 digit, means we're going left to right. So let's go 54 times 9. Do that, right? 54 times 9. Put your dress down, little mama.
486.
What is it? It's alright. Okay. You fell down? Get back up and go. Okay. Alright. So we have, is it 486? What is it? Is it 486? You sure? Because this is 9, we need 9 times 5 first, right?
No, I did what I do.
What's 9 times 5? But you got the right answer.
Yeah, 45.
It's 45, right?
45.
And then 9 times 4 is?
36.
So what are we going to do without 6? Beside the 5? Is it going to be big or is it going to be small? 36. 9 times 4 is 36.
To the right of the 5 and then put the 3 small.
Put it big, right? And then we put it small right here. Put it 3 small. So that's still 36 there, right? So now say 45 plus 3 is there. Maybe if you're going with your shoes on, put your shoes on. Put your dress down.
Does it become challenging when you have 2 digits number multiplying 2 digits number?
Okay, let's do it. Give me a 2-digit number.
So 36.
36.
Times, let's see, 12.
12, that's pretty easy. Alright, so with this one, we do left to right again, and there's something that is called the bow tie method. Bow tie method. We kind of learn it with the 11s, right? But we go 3 times 1 is, what we do now is we go here and here, we cross. 3 times 2 is, 6 times 1 is, 6 plus 6 is, so we put out 2 and out 1, yes? Then we do 2 times 6, 12, right? So we do a 2 and then a 1 again. So now we have 4, 3, 2. I still need you to practice, to review, okay? So do you see it? Right, and of course you can do it with larger numbers. We don't usually go past 3 digit times 3 digit with this stuff, right? Because after that, you probably should be using a calculator. But you can do it mentally. Or if not mentally, you can do it on one line. You see we have one line here for the most part. Right, we don't have do it on this line, then come down here and do it on that line, and all that kind of stuff. Right, so it's just one line you have the answer. What else? So we do that kind of stuff, and we have more things. One thing that would be more beneficial to you as parents is the percentage piece. I know in the States, there's always a 50% off, 20% off, and all that kind of stuff. So we teach that as well. So 20% off of, let's do 60. 20% off of 60.
220,
20% off.
30, is it 30?
Huh? Nope, not 30. Huh? It's 12. Yes? So here's one of the ways to figure it out. Number one, we find 10% of a number. How do you find 10% of a number? You just move the decimal one place to the left. So 10% is going to be 6. So how do we find 20%? Just multiply 2 times 6. Yes? 2 times 6? And that'll be 12. That's how you would be able to find the percent. So let's say we was doing, 25% of a number. 25% of 80, let's say. 25% of 80. 25% of 80. It'll be 20. Right? How did you do it?
I did 10% is 8, 20% is 16, 5% is 4.
Because 5% is half of 10%, right? So that's exactly the kind of mindset we'll use, the kind of step that we'll use. So again, 10%, let's move it one place, right? So that's 8. 20% is 16, and 5% of course is half of 10%, so that's 4. So since we have 25, we just add those two numbers together, 20 and 5, and we get the answer. So our children are able to do that very, very quickly.
One thing though that as part of my work at home with them, I try to do is to move math from the numbers to the story problems. Right. It makes more life, meaningful to life.
Absolutely.
So I'm just wondering, how does that work out with such, one, you have to comprehend what they're reading in the story, and then 2, able to now apply the methodology that is used.
So the beautiful thing about teaching them mental math is that once you are able to deal with these numbers very quickly, teaching them the language of math is a lot easier. So of course, of means times.
Yeah.
That means times. So we do word problems every day. We do word problems every day. And so, but we like to make sure that they have these numbers down. So once you understand it, you don't have to struggle with those numbers after you get it. So yeah, we do that every day. We have a whole book of 360 word problems there. And they all have African-centered kind of values to it. So, the children from Abibifahodie Adesuabea went to Marcus Garvey Museum. They took 3 buses. There were 55 students on each bus. How many students? You know what I'm saying? And they paid this much for the ticket. You know, but they got a 20% discount. How much do they pay after the discount? You know, so we do all that kind of stuff as well. It's all in, you know, any other questions about that? What you'll find is that in division, you go left to right. You notice that? In division, you already go left to right. But all the other ones, you're going right to left for some reason. I don't even know why. And they, yes ma'am. This is no leeway, my daughter. So relax yourself, okay? Then I'll come up here, okay? Okay, so obviously something's wrong when you run. Go ahead, go to that. Keep holding down. Yes.
I'm about to do some in P.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a drop.
So when they do the tree class, they do their math in tree. And he also, as he said, teaches them the mental nurture with the numbers, the mental nurture as well. Some more. You got it anyway?
I'm a draw. Ahawachi aduosom yeno.
Aduosom.
Ahawachi aduosom yeno.
Aha is 100. Oha is 100.
Oha. Ahawachi aduosom yeno. Draw.
That's 8. I'm trying to get it myself. Go ahead, you got it.
Ahawachi aduosom yeno. Yi aduonsi efrem.
Can't really see it, huh? Can y'all see it? Come on this side.
So when I'm about
still wet. That's another one.
Ahawachi aduosom yeno. Now yi aduonsi efrem. Say Nabeka. Can anyone tell me the answer in Chi? One or better maybe man or Chi? No more Chi.
Oha Mwache.
I want to do me. I want to do
12, right?
Afi manya no ahodoɔ. Aduo no ahodoɔ. Ahodoɔ du baako. Ayan. People.
Ahanu ne aduonu.
Ahanu ne aduonu. Very. Sanka aya aduonu ahodoɔ adua. Sabra na anka be ahanu ne aduonu.
Aha means that.
Ahanu.
Ahanu. Aduonu.
Ahanu is 200.
Ahanu aduonu.
220. Ahanu ne aduonu.
Ai, why are
they? Mama sama.
Ai, mo sama. Ama onim na da. Koso. Nti afi me pese o kan nyina o chim. Ai. Can you now, if it is wrong, you're back from a dinner time? But it do you try to say what do next month. Nti o chere se medu nature kasa aye kasa idi kan tro wi ase sa na etro oha wo medu nature mu ya he ye no dan mo nti we oha nti utumi tro oha aduonu ba ko ai wo medu nature mu oha aduonu ba ko.
That's your written.
So, in Medu Neter, which is the world's first written language, this is how you would write 121. And it's very easy to learn arithmetic from that because you can see visually this one is 100. You have 2 of the 10s, and then you have the 1. Ama yano ahasa adjasa miensa. Ahasa abiasa miensa. I will medu next one.
So 1 is still a stroke.
Alright. Smoke. Would you throw up him?
What about 205? 205.
That's right.
Here.
I think you know, imprimir nuninum. So you asked for 205, she's going to do 2005, so you can still see the price. Yimbo yasaman. Nti akora we odi efiani katron. Adi enfie enkron. Na fe dia onim anobo ai wo pi, ai wo Yoruba, ai wo Medu Nechumu. Di wo nyina na osua ha. So she is 9 years old, but she's learning arithmetic in Chi, in Yoruba, and also in Medu Neter. So this is to your question about learning about the writing systems as well. Not only do they learn about it, they actually are using it functionally in their learning and their education. Yo, ama yedasi, utimi ko diagro, yembo yezaman. But this is what we want all of our children to do. It's not, oh, this is some magical child. No, any child who is taught can learn it, because again, it's not enough to pat ourselves on the back and say we invented math. Well, what did we do in the math? You understand? Because in Ghana, when I ask my students, have you studied math in your own language, they laugh as though it's impossible to do math in an African language. Math is English, science is English. So as opposed to just telling them and beating into their head, no, you can do it in an African language, just have them do it in an African language. Then it speaks for themselves. It speaks for itself that yes, you can do it because we've already done it. Yeah.
So any questions? Any questions?
Does it have to be a month or something?
No, whatever.
What is the typical day?
What does typical day look like?
Sorry. Oh, a typical day, let's do a Tuesday. We start off with a tree class, which goes from 9, okay, let's start. 9 o'clock is when the children arrive. We do a libation in tree, and then they have a morning pledge, which I do want the children to actually recite for you all, so they'll do that before we leave. And then after that, they will do a tree class. And that tree class goes through many topics as mentioned, going through math, science, history, and just learning basic conversational language, words and terms.
Proverbs. So if you look up, those are agenda stamps.
Like these right here will go.
I bet you are up here. So we will use one of these as our topic for the morning. So, I don't know what's that number?
Sankofa.
So from this, they will learn the proverb that is associated with. So every day we start off with a proverb. So then they'll learn that. So as they are learning the language, they're also learning the worldview, the concepts, the ideas, because all of this, even this is a way of encoding information, which is all that writing is as well. So there are various ways. Some are syllabic, some are entire sentences that are encapsulated in one single symbol. So, we do all of this as part of the, and then they also get a chance to see the material culture. So this one as well. Yeah, it's kente, but each one has. So there's a kente chart over there, so the students will be learning that. So if I happen to be wearing kente for class, then they will learn that there's a proverb associated with this one. Does anyone know? Obakufo mumai. Obakufo mumai. Where kente anapami kuma dema So this is the clock that Kwame Nkrumah gave to the UN. Actually said Obakufo mumai. And they said and he said So in order to just remind the people that it's not just one single person, because in a traditional society you would have someone who's the ohene, I guess Auntie Hene. But you can say ohene onya ajina fopa that if the ruler has lots of good advisors, then his time is cool and peaceful. So even our concept of rulership is not, the king off with his head. No, it's the people who will say, we're going to bestow you. You're not behaving well. And being installed, I've seen a few cases where the ruler is overruled. He says, oh, I want to do this. I don't want these people sitting there. All the other people, they sit there, they discuss it. So, no, these people are sitting right where they're going to sit. So again, when we talk about African concepts of democracy, all these ideas of bringing out ideas, debating them out in the open, and then someone who's not a ruler even say something that's wiser than the ruler, and then they say that's what we'll take, let's take this idea. So again, all these ideas are in our languages, right? The proverb, the worldview. So that's the chi kala.
And that will go on until lunch, which is 11:30 until 12:30. And then following that, I do geography, and then usually after that will be art, and then we end at 2:45 with a closing ceremony. That will be the workout for the day. And this is not the same every day. So that's Tuesday, but on a Monday, when Samori's here, he would go through the mental math with them, what we call our story instead of history, debate or critical thinking, writing. It could be, varying depending on today.
and then again lunch, and then continuing some of what may not have been finished from before lunch, and then ending with African dance. So it usually ends with some sort of creative. If it's not art, it might be African dance or African music, like drumming, that kind of thing at the end.
And one thing is that, you know, in the government schools or the private schools or whatever, that if we sent our children there, they would be so far behind where they are now. And then not only in some of the standard subjects, whatever, they would never learn any of this. When I teach Intro to African Studies, I have students who've gone through the entire school system and then they enter university, and when you tell them that their people invented math, they say, what? We started off, or invented philosophy, they started off with Socrates. And then we have to tell them, no, before there was even a Greece, we wrote this, we had Patal Tep, Kagibni, Harjadef, we can list all these people off. But I think about how deprived all of those children, just my experience teaching at university, teaches me why I would never put, not that I would do it anyway, but I would never put them in there, because the students are literally crippled. And you can see how their eyes light up when they first hear the actual truth that's been cut off from them. They've never heard it. I have students who are in geography and cartography and other things, and I tell them, you know, the first map in the history of the world was made in Africa. They say, what? I thought it was Anaximander or something. I said, no, Amenat. And then they even go online and it's not a secret, it's like on Wikipedia, they're like, oh. The first map was by Amenat. They call it the Turin Papyrus map because they always name it after a place they steal it and take it to Turin, Italy. And it was a south-up map. So that even changes their perspective that the very first map in the history of the entire world, the south was up. So then it makes them think, well, at what point in time did it change to north up? Then they start researching and then they start finding more in the language of Medu Neter. The same word for east is the word for left. So picture this, Somalia should be on your left-hand side. The same word for west is the word for right. This means Dakar should be on your right-hand side. Upper Kemet was in the south, that's up. Lower Kemet was in the north, right? So this means, when we're talking about an African-centered perspective, this means our entire perspective.
We are an African people who remember the humanity, the glory, and the suffering of our ancestors. We will honor the struggles of our elders. We'll strive to bring new values and new life to our people. We'll have peace and harmony among us. We'll be loving, sharing, and creative. We'll work, study, and listen so we may learn. Learn so we may teach. We'll cultivate self-reliance. We'll struggle to resurrect and unify our homeland. We'll have discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We'll live as models to provide new directions for our people. We'll be free and self-determined. We're an African people. We will win and we have one. We will win and we have one. We will win and we have one. Ashe. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? I'm the seed of our ancestors. I'm the hope of today. I'm the builder for those unborn. I'm the promoter of the African way. What is your purpose? To use my personal skills and talents for the benefit of my community. To think of others first and build the mold of our community. Where are you from? Mama Africa is my home. Liberation is my song. You can't steer me wrong. I'm African to the bone. Birth is not the beginning, and death is not the end. I am because we are. Together we shall win.
Together we shall win.
Yenara Asasini Eyabo Dindi Maye.
Yeah. for example, to be or legally. F is for focus, pay attention to our needs. P is for growth, to change from good to best. H is for history, to be put to the test. I is for identity, African people are we. J is for journey, our heart on the land to see. K is for knowledge, to fill our minds. L is for love of self and kind.